Good evening, YouTube. This is Kayleen String coming at you with my regular Sunday night dinner. And I have decided to pull out one of my 2 Norwegian Arctic field rations. Both of them that I have are vegetarian. The other one I have had before, but this one I have not. And I do apologize that a lot of the writing on here has been faded off. So I cannot pick up all of it. I even tried looking at the French. That doesn't help much as far as filling in the missing text, but this came from foreignemery.com, and it's a freeze-dried ration, meaning the main entree is freeze-dried. So all you need is hot water for it. And for those that are not familiar with these, the way you open these is this corner, the lower left, has a tab that's already split, and you just peel this back. So this is their version of the peelable seal. And you can just open it like this. And you have everything in here. So I'm going to set this aside. Now, because this is a freeze-dried entree and there are not as many components as you would find with a lot of other rations, I have gone to my Tupperware tray. Let's see, we got Booger Butt and Booger Butt. At least Dave is here, so thanks for dropping in. So what we got is the Cranberry Protein Bar. It's kind of like a Cranberry Granola Bar. We got the Wet Wipe, the Polder Mill Coffee. This is the only coffee that comes in these rations. You don't get sugar or creamer in it, so if you like your coffee sweetened and light in color, you know, you have to come up with your own, and which I do. That went right into my foreignemery.com mug. I also have a chocolate bar, and this one appears to be in fairly decent shape, although one end feels a bit like it's been squished. So we'll see how that goes. The gum in this is a little bit different. The packaging, it still says the real field meal on it, but it's a slightly different coloring of the packet. But you still get 2 pieces. It's spearmint. And then here is the entree itself, the couscous with lentils and spinach. So this will produce a lot of food once it's rehydrated, and this is one of the reasons why I go to the Tupperware tray for this one. Nut Walker peanuts, the best peanuts you can get in a ration. Roasted and salted. And then get a spoon, and some reviewers have ended up having these break while trying to use it, or they actually come broken and are unusable and they have to find another one. So I don't use these. I simply put these ration spoons in with my bag of other plastic spoons to save for emergency use. So I have my foreignemery.com spork, and when I pour the hot water into this bag, I'll use this longer spoon, which is actually better because you can see how tall the bag is, how long the spoon is, whereas you try to use this, the spoon is going to be lower than the top end of the bag. So that's why I choose to go with my longer spoon. And then the drink is Taste of Lemon, and these are notorious for being already clumped when you get them, even if it's a fresh ration. But the bag is gusseted, which is a big plus, so I do mix these in the bag. And then the last thing in here is a Ziploc bag, which could be used for saving anything that you have not used or to dispose of your trash or whatever you want to do with it. But I save these bags and I do reuse them. And they're a nice size. This would be a liter size bag. So if you had a water purification tablet, you could fill this up with a liter of water, drop that tablet in there, about a half hour or so, or whatever the tablet instructions say, you got drinkable water. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the coffee. This is what the coffee looks like. And I'm using one of my packets of sweetened condensed milk just because I have it. I store these in the fridge and then I bring them out a few hours before I use them, so it's easier to get the stuff out of the packet. Because when it's cold, it's harder to get it to flow. But that is usually how I store my sweetened condensed milk packets. See how this rips open? These are zipped closed, which I like. That way it prevents any of the particles of the food from going down in. Although this one did not quite rip cleanly across the top, but that's okay. Well, there's some pretty good sized pieces of stuff in there. These do not have oxygen absorbers in them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get my my hot water from the kitchen. I'll pour it into here. There is Rachel's sunshine in the house. Thanks for dropping in. And I have this Reflectix bag that Tack from ALK Foraging and Adventures gave me. And I will put the pouch in here after I put the hot water in it. But anyway, I'm going to go to the kitchen, get that, and I'll be right back. I just poured some into the coffee as well. Oop. Let me fix that. There we go. Let me raise that up. There we go. You want to make sure that you mix this up really well, get around the whole base of the bag. Sometimes I've not gotten it all mixed up. Sometimes I've done pretty well. Because couscous is such a small piece. It's basically like orzo. It does not take up a whole lot of water to reconstitute. And the same with the lentils. It's already getting fairly thick. There is James Ortiz in the section dropping in. Seal it up. I'll stick it inside here. Set that off to the side, reconstitute. And I'll readjust this. There we go. There's Pat Miller in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So that'll take care of the coffee. Now I'm going to open up the lemon drink. There is CT in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is not a clean rip either. They don't close the bags up all the way when they fill these. You can see some of the stuff in there. You should be able to see that clump down in there. It'd be nice if they wouldn't do that. There's Tracy Phillips here. Thanks for dropping in. What I like to do is I like to put in a little bit less than the required amount of water. That was a big clump. I'm literally scraping it down the side of the bag. Oh, Pat, if you can get a hold of a Canadian IMP, there are some really good ones out there. I folded it over twice after I zipped it closed just to make sure that it is closed. I have my drinking jar. Came out pretty clean, but I'm going to put just a little bit more water in there. Reseal it, give it another shake just to make sure I got all the stuff. There. Now it's pretty much all out. I cap my bottle. I'll probably still add just a little bit more water in here. There we go. Oop, this is not level. There we go. There, that's about right. I'm going to go ahead and open up the peanuts. There was a bit of a hiss. I do apologize for my shakiness. It's just the way this foam mount is and the way this table is. But these are the roasted and salted peanuts. I'm opening up the Cranberry Protein Bar. So these are a bit sticky. They're basically just a granola bar. So for those coming in late, Norwegian Arctic Field Ration, menu 23, vegetarian couscous with lentils and spinach. And it has a best before. I didn't share that before. To get it to focus on here. It was also hard to read. As you can see, a lot of the text is just faded off. January 21 of 23. So the first pair of digits is the day of the month. The second digit is the month. And then the year is the third set of digits. So that's how that dating system works. And I'll see how this chocolate bar fared. Ooh, what did the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going after those ORPs. I would love to try one of the newer versions, especially if I can get a halal one. Now this is coming off in bits. Here we go. Yeah, it took a little bit of heat. See, at this end, it deformed a little bit. Just a little bit of blooming there, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. I will still enjoy eating it. Oh, James, that sounds so awesome. I'm going to go ahead and take a munch of some of these peanuts. They're salted just the right amount. They're roasted just the right amount. I will get these here. Vegetarian couscous with lentils and spinach. I'm going to have a sip of this lemon drink. Flavor, it's sweet, but it's just perfectly fine. I have yet to try the apple drink from a Norwegian Ration. I think it would be awesome if the other one that I have has an apple drink in it, but I've only gotten peach or the lemon. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of you can see the actual pieces of cranberry in it. They're the best cereal bars you can get in a ration. There is M. Falso. I hope you don't mind me saying it that way. M. Falso in the house. He was in the Ration Museum stream earlier. Can taste, bite into a piece of the fruit. Polder milk coffee is, it's fine. There is puppy breath in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I've gone Norwegian tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bite off this part of this chocolate bar that got a little heat to it. Perfectly fine dark chocolate. Could never go wrong with it. I'm going to check on the entree. These usually take around 10 or so minutes. Could be depending on what it is. It's gotten quite thick. I still have my kettle here. I might throw a little bit of water in there. It's not quite as hot because I have it in here, not in the kitchen, but I did it out just a little bit. But still make sure that it's all mixed up. Oops, sorry. In fact, I think it's done. I'm going to go ahead and dump this out and show you how much is in here. There you go. Still a few bits I'm not going to bother with. And this has spinach in it, so it has a bit of a green hue to it. It went out of focus. I hate it when it does that. It has a bit of a light curry flavor to it. There is C2 with the super chat. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. Camera out of focus. Yeah. This old Galaxy S5 has a tendency to do that. One of these days, I would love to get a newer one just for shooting video and streaming. But again, thanks for that super chat. Yeah, it's funny saying it's your cataracts. Well, then again, it could be mine. There's bits of TVP in here. There's a bit of carrot. TVP is in there to boost up the protein and give it a little bit of substance. But dang, this is pretty darn good. See if I can get this thing to focus again. There we go, that's better. I really like the flavor of this. Yeah, it's vegetarian. So there are lentils, there's a spinach, then there's carrots, in addition to the couscous and the spices and the TVP in there. So you get that texture of ground meat. Plus it provides extra protein on top of the lentils. See, there's a close-up of a lentil right there. They're still fully formed. So they have not gone to mush. And the couscous, you can still up every individual. I guess you could call it a grain, even though it's technically not a grain in and of itself. It's made with wheat, but the particle size of, say, a grain of quinoa. But you can pick up every one of those. I'm definitely going to enjoy chowing down on this one. The other Norwegian ration I have is pasta with tomato sauce. I have had that one before, and I really liked it. But I got it again. Oh, that's a bummer, James. I hope you can get that straightened out. I had that happen many years ago, and the bifocal was not positioned right, so they had to redo that lens. There is Mike Crusher in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is the vegetarian couscous with lentils and spinach. And this is pretty darn good. No doubt they use turmeric for the color in these. At the bits of carrot in here is a nice touch. I really like that. The spinach is a powder, so you really don't see individual pieces of spinach leaf. But you get the color. Yep. I bit off the end that took a little bit of the heat damage, but you can kind of see where it got a little stressed, and it had a little blooming on the one end, but it's still the quality dark chocolate that I like. This is the Cranberry Granola Bar. I got the lemon drink in this one. Some like it, some don't. Some think it smells too much like a lemon scented cleaner. But I don't mind it. I would love to try the apple, and I think there's another flavor that Real Termat puts in these rations, but I have not had either of those. I don't remember what that other flavor was. Oh, raspberry. That one would sound awesome. I like a good raspberry drink now and then. Oh, black currant would be nice too. I'm using this spoon instead of my spork. I don't know. I guess I just have it here. Now the peach one is pretty darn good. A few years ago, I actually did a video comparing the Minotaur peach drink and the Norwegian peach. slight difference between the two, but they're both equally good. The coffee in these rations, you just get the coffee, but I added the sweetened condensed milk myself out of my own stash. I've been using the I have 3 Spanish ones and then a white packet, like a civilian ration. So I don't have too many of the American ones left because I've been using them, so I might hold on to the rest of them, at least for a little. Anyone seeing this for the first time, if they're not familiar with this tray, this is a Tupperware tray that I have had since 1983. It just never got a lot of use, but I have carried it with me through all my moves. I took it a couple of times to events where but then when I won that MRE from Sticky Fingers 745, that got me into, I was watching reviews, then I won a giveaway that he had, and I decided to go ahead and do my own review of that particular MRE, and I did it on this tray, because at the time, this is the only tray I had. Yeah, this tray has been made in a variety of colors. I have seen them in thrift stores, also on eBay. I don't know if Tupperware still makes them or if it's a discontinued item, but I have seen them on eBay, and different colors might bring a different price, but this one will never get sold. My high school class had a fundraiser Tupperware party to raise money for our senior class trip. And I personally bought this tray for myself, for my mom, from that party. And I won a few other Tupperware items at a bingo event that she and I went to years ago. And all of the items that I won, I gave to her. And that worked out pretty good because she was actually needing items like the ones that I won. Ooh, I almost froze there for a second. You almost see me go for a drink, the lemon drink. Oh, watermelon drink would sound really good. Other reviewers have mentioned it, But again, only maybe once or twice I've seen that mentioned. Yep, you're looking at it right here. It's the Polder Mill instant coffee, which I added a packet of sweetened condensed milk to. These are roasted and salted peanuts, Nutwalker brand, and they are the best. I wish we could get these peanuts here in the U.S. They're roasted and salted to perfection. At least to me they are. And Steve from Traversing Food would agree. That's his favorite Ration nut brand. Yeah, I have a couple of those South African drink packets in my stash. I've not tried them yet, but one of these days I will. I would love to do an entire South African ration. But it would be so hard to get those here. But thanks to Blind Fox, we get to see all the stuff that the company does. It used to be known as Serac, now they're called Ration Tech. I think it's a company name change, and they do a variety of ration lines, civilian, and I think they do the military ones. Now, speaking of grape drink, the best grape drink is that 40% juice grape drink that I got a hold of a lot on eBay years ago. And I sent a couple to Smokey. I sent one to someone else. And I drank a few of the rest of them. I only have like 4 left. But they are the best. But you only got those in a UGR or unitized group ration. So the standard MREs or the First Strike rations, you wouldn't get that. But they taste just like legit grape juice. Yeah, that particular grape drink in the shaker pouch, that's just what I call those hourglass shaped pouches. I call them a shaker pouch since you do shake it. But if you can get a hold of one of those, you'll never regret it. Although there's a certain someone who would take a pass on it. Yeah, that's right. The UK ration drinks are definitely better. I would go for any of those over the US ones. Even the cola drink is better than some of the US drinks. I did a video on actually mixing that with some carbonated water. I was doing a snack comparison video, and I took a cola drink and mixed it with carbonated water. Drinks I had out of a civilian German ration, like a civilian version of an EPA, those are pretty darn good too. Thanks for dropping in, CT. I'll post up when I do the other IMP. The other IMP that he sent me is the shepherd's pie. So the poutine one I've already done. And instead of the Snickers bar that was in there, I opened up 2 of the bars that he sent me in addition to the IMPs. And then I just ate the Snickers bar later on, since we all know what those are about. But the other one, I think I'm going to open up 2 more of those bars, and then save the bar that was normally be in that ration for a later time, unless it's identical to one of those other bars that I would open up. I have 2 different coffee crisp bars, the original and the double double. So I want to bring those 2 out together. Just scrolling back through the chat to see if I missed anything. My favorite is that so I would take that one over any of the other ones. Although even better than that is the original iced tea drinks that were in the older MREs. I really enjoyed those. I would love to see those make an appearance again. The ciders are not bad, but the tea is better. Wow, that's actually not bad. But the ones I've been looking on eBay are a lot more expensive than that, and then you have to pay a bunch for shipping to get it over here. And then we would have that issue with the possible customs raid. And you never know when you're going to get hit with that, because the Polish ration that I ordered, the wrong one was shipped. It did not match what the listing was for, and I never got anything from the seller about it. Customs never mess with that. They never mess with the pork French main that was sent along with it. I passed that on to someone else since I don't eat pork. But the French RCIR that I bought from MRE, that got raided. There are 3 meat items. I think I put those inside the stove kit box. And I never got any, but I do have that French RIER that Aletha gave me that we were going to do a collab video on, but life got in the way of that. So that one is a single meal ration. So you only get one entree with it. You don't get as many of the crackers. And it's been a while since I last seen one on video, so I don't remember if it comes with any drink mixes or not. So I guess I'll find out when I open it up. Well, Rachel, you got something that was supposed to have a utensil in it and you didn't, and you got gypped? That would definitely stink. Oh, okay. But that's okay because I'll be using this anyway. There we go. Sorry about that. I'll be using my 4 memory spork anyway. So that wouldn't bother me in the least. But I am still looking forward to digging into that one. Yep. Yeah, it would that would probably be equivalent to our totem ration. Or it's designed to be eaten during training exercise. Yeah, now you wouldn't be able to get them because they're all being used by their people to have for defending their country. Yeah, they are more expensive. I remember when I was getting them from Foreign MRE, they were less than $20 each. And now if you go to find them, they're a lot more expensive than that. You would probably get 2 or 3 US MREs for the price of 1 Lithuanian now. Now, those are fairly exotic. And considering where, what kind of a place that is, I would assume that all the meats in there are halal because I don't think you would get any pork in a Kazakh MRE. Now those, yeah, I'm actually surprised those are still on Amazon and not being sent back. I don't know if Amazon would have done that, but had all of the beef and chicken Lithuanian rations. All the rest of them in their lineup are pork, and I will not eat those. No, not the entrees anyway, but everything else in there. Now the roots of chocolate, I love that chocolate. Wow. The last Russian ration I did was that vegetarian one, where one of the items, one of the mains was mislabeled. It was still not bad, but not what I expected based on what the label showed. But with a few additions for my stash, I actually made 4 meals out of that one. I did the same with the CR1M that I got from Fort Anna Marie that had the mains yanked by customs, which they substituted U.S. mains for. I literally made 4 meals out of that one. And finishing off the cranberry bar. Here is Rock or something in our house. Thanks for dropping in. First time seeing you here. This is a vegetarian Norwegian Arctic Field Ration Menu 23. Couscous with lentils and spinach, which I have ate all of. It was very delicious. It had a nice light curry flavor to it. There is Tim in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is the lemon drink. I just finished off the Cranberry Protein. These freeze-dried rations. Dried. So you only get coffee, you don't get creamer or sugar, but I add my own. And you get a nice donut bar. Well, for those who came in for the first time, again, thanks for dropping in. I do this every 8 p.m. East. I always emphasize the Central since I am in Central time zone. I'm here in Iowa. But these Norwegian rations, there's a wide variety of menus. I mean, menu 20. I have taken a couple that cuts down the need for having to take a bigger cooler and to keep a food cold, especially in summer. And in the colder months, you're heating up water for coffee or tea or cocoa. Heat up water for freeze-dried entree. And if you got something like this type of a bag or something similar to put it in, to keep the heat inside it while it's reconstituting, that makes it even better. That's okay. If you gotta dip out, you gotta dip out. You know, crap happens with the Wi-Fi, and we've all had our issues with it. Yeah, those are extremely expensive, and from what I've seen of the Italian ones, some of them are really not that great, especially if the cans are dented. And in the breakfast box, you might get some biscuits, and you get a crap ton of candy, and you get all the accessories in there, like the little stove, which is pretty awesome. I would love to have one of those stoves. You get the toothbrushes, the toothpaste, you get the fuel tablets, things like that in the breakfast box, but you get very little actual food in it. So I don't know what Italian soldiers would normally do, if they would change things around, or they just have additional stuff that they carry with them to supplement that. Well, thanks for dropping in, Rachel. Hope to see you next time. I'm scrolling back to see what about something that I don't have a vehicle, so I don't know squat about hitches and what you can put on them, what you can't. But I do hope you can get oh, that really sucks. They definitely need to cover that one. Some issues trying to get for an accident, but she's got the photo evidence to prove that she was right, but she ended up getting a new vehicle out of the deal. Host Perry in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Good day today. Hanging out with that cute boy. I've already polished up everything but this last piece of the chocolate bar. So if you want, you'll catch it on the replay and see what it was like. But for vegetarian ration, this couscous is pretty darn good. Recommend it. And I'm using my 1983 Tupperware tray. So eventually this large area is going to be stained yellow. I do switch off between that one and my green one. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah, cut back on, save up money, a ration. Thanks for dropping in, Tracy. Have a good night. Hope you can get that all this one done anyway. Lemon drink and the coffee, which I added sweetened condensed milk to, since these rations do not come with anything to flavor the coffee with. No sugar, no creamer. But the spoon will get added to the collection. And sometimes they get added to my stash for times when I would have to conserve my water use and not wash things like this all the time. Yeah, if I cannot get water from the tap and have to rely on my stored water, like this, or like the that's one of the ways I prepare, is by saving all of these things. And I'm not much of a gum chewer, but I save all this gum because I could either barter it or I would chew it if I needed to just get just a little bit of flavor in my mouth, or maybe to get a calorie. But I do save it all. All this and next week, I'm not sure what I'll do. I may go back to the other IMP, the shepherd's pie that I got from CET, or I may do that. I have one more Minotaur Arctic filled ration I can get into. It's have 3 of those left in my box. So I'll decide what I'm going to do next Sunday and post that up in the Facebook group that I post in, plus here on YouTube. But anyway, I do want to thank you all for watching, and so those are but at least I have memories of my dad. But anyway, I do want to thank you all for watching. And again, thanks to CT for dropping that super chat earlier. That's much appreciated. So anyway, thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.